I want to thank the people who are joining us here tonight. First and foremost, that would be our Borough President Jim Molinaro, our State Senator Diane Savino, Ed Calance, representing the Bridge and Tunnel Officers Benevolent Association, John Salazzo, President of the United Retired Firefighters Association, Paul Cinquemani, Vice President. Our court officers that are here today, that's Teddy Cantor representing Dennis Quirk, President. Our New York State Court officers represented by John Stransberg, Supreme Court Officers Association. Brian Powers representing Senator Andrew Lanza. Michael Capitelli representing Assemblymember Lou Tobacco. And Patrick Hyland representing Congressman Michael McMahon. And I'm told that Councilmember Debbie Rose is on her way, so we should be joined by her very shortly. Let me start out by saying and acknowledging that with the passage of the Millionaire's Tax Break Bill last night in Washington, our senators have expressed their hope that the Zadroga 9/11 healthcare bill will be taken up for a vote in a week or two. And that is good news. Having hope certainly is progress. But however, let's make no mistake about it. 9/11 first responders have earned the right to guarantee that their health care needs will be met immediately. America's first responders and their families should not have to endure one more day, should not have to endure one more moment, hoping or wondering if we, the American people, will meet our moral obligation to them, period. Now I know our senators Chuck Schumer and Kristen Gillibrand, along with our congresspersons Michael McMahon, Jerry Nadler, and Carolyn Maloney, are right now in Washington, D.C., and they're working tirelessly ensuring that the Zadroga bill gets passed by the United States Senate. And I thank them with all my heart for their efforts and hope that each of us here will acknowledge and applaud their hard work that they've been doing these past several weeks. Now, we all agree that the Zadroga bill has to be passed, but it should not pass by a slim majority. It ought not pass by a large majority. The Zadroga bill should pass unanimously, and that's it. Unanimously. Each and every United States Senator needs to vote yes on this bill. Today, we're here to announce that my office, along with the cooperation and support of our Borough President, Senator Savino, Senator Lanza, and all the elected officials on Staten Island, the launch of a Facebook page as well as a website. The Facebook page is called Boycott Amnesia, Never Forget 9/11 First Responders, and the website will be boycottamnesia.com. It is shameful that a minority of senators were able to block passage of the Zadroga 9/11 bill. This bill still has not passed, so it's time that we widen the circle of shame to include the corporate supporters of those senators as well. Contributors to those senators should answer to the consequences of their support. I am asking that all patriots, all Americans, communicate either by letter, phone, email, or however, or personally, not only to the senators, but to those corporations who have supported them. We need to let those major contributors of these senators know that the senators that they have supported have forgotten and have failed to stand with our first responders. Using social media to engage the people, the public, America, is essential to getting our message out. And what the Facebook page will do, along with the website, it will first and foremost list the names and contact information for each senator who blocked the passage of the bill. It will also list the names and addresses of every corporate sponsor or donor to these senators who blocked the bill. The website, along with the Facebook page, will encourage the public to ask the supporters of the senators if they are proud or if they are ashamed of their association with these senators. They will also ask the public to ask the corporations to comment on what their next steps will be, if anything. The webpage will also track and publish the response of every corporate donor of these senators. I want to be clear what the site does not do. I want to be clear what we are asking the public not to do. We are not calling for a boycott of any one corporation or any product. Economic times are tough enough as it is. Go to their senators and ask them what they were thinking when they blocked the message. I want to remind everyone here that many of these countries probably made long before these senators made public their intention to block the bill for political reasons. So I think it's important that we give the corporations the opportunity to respond to our inquiry of, are you proud or ashamed of your association with these senators? The website will also, for those who are so inclined, especially in this time of giving, will also direct the public to charitable giving opportunities related to 9/11 healthcare organizations. And I think that's kind of appropriate since the billionaires now have their sacred tax break. Well, they'll have more money to give to 9/11 first responders. Yes, I do. Again, I want to thank each of you for being here today. And at this time, I want to encourage you and the public to use as a tool boycottamnesia.com as well as the Facebook page to put pressure on the senators as well as their donors to pass the Zadroga bill immediately. And at this time, I'd like to bring the borough president up for a few words.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. It's a shame that we should be standing here today and watching what a national tragedy has become a national embarrassment by these people that are watching them not voting for something which should be done unanimously, as the Assemblyman said. As someone that was standing right here, the World Trade Center buildings collapsed, and they made the commitment that we would build something here in honor of those brave men and women. But the only ones that suffered, hundreds and hundreds of people all over the country, and they came to the aid of New Yorkers to see what they could do. And work with them at ground zero for 10 hours, 12 hours, and they would go to their home port. They would bed down and take a shower and get fed by the community. Those are the people that are suffering today, who had no other reason but the love of their fellow man, the love of their country to do this. And it's a shame that we're sitting here and even debating whether we should be giving them aid. It's unconscionable to me that we're doing this. It should have been a unanimous vote from day one. It should have been up and down. They should have voted. They should have been put away in 10 minutes. There was no reason not to. The financial part of it is insignificant. Insignificant. $7.5 billion, insignificant. And I tell you that you're going to find that many of those responders came from Staten Island. Many and many. We have 2 families already that have come to me. One that the son was a young officer, 27 years old, and died. And Assemblyman Tuesday brought the family over. And they wanted some type of identification down in this mine. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. But it doesn't matter where they came from. The funny part of it is that senators that are not voting for it, some of the people from their communities, out of state, came here and helped us. So will this put it all to bed? I don't know, but I tell you one thing, it will not hurt. It will not hurt our cause to get this done. And again, I repeat, we should not be here. We should be doing what we normally do on the holiday season. So, Matt, I want to thank you for putting this all together, and God bless everyone here.
This time I'd like to bring up our illustrious State Senator Diane Savino to say a few words.
Thank you, Assemblyman Titone. And I want to say to everyone that is here, every year on 9/11 we gather at this beautiful memorial that the borough president made sure he had built and installed here. This beautiful memorial that names the names of the Staten Islanders that died on 9/11, but is also a tribute to all of the victims of 9/11. But there are still victims of 9/11, and some of them are standing behind us. Some of them are not here. Some of them are sick. Some of them are ill. Every one of those victims deserves justice. And that's what Assemblymember Titone's plan is about. Reminding people about the justice that is still due to the continuing victims of 9/11. To those members of the United States Senate who can't seem to remember they owe a debt to these continuing victims of 9/11. I find it really interesting to hear on 9/11 in their communities. They're in Washington State, or they're here in New York, or they're in New Jersey, they're in Ohio. They go to a memorial in their community. They wrap themselves in patriotism, and they claim to never forget. And it's easy to do that when the cameras are rolling. But the way they can live up to the commitment that they will never forget is to do the right thing and vote unanimously for the passage of the Zadroga bill. It has been almost 10 years. Not just for those who suffered and died on that day, but those who continue to suffer. Those who gave their all to send a message to the world that we were down but not out. The terrorists had not beaten us. It is a very simple vote that every member of the United States Senate and every member of the Congress can take. They can either live up to their words that we will never forget, or they can turn their back on the victims of 9/11.
Hi, I'm Ed Clans. I'm the second vice president of the Virginia Association. I was there on September 11th, and I can testify to the heroic events that unfolded. I witnessed the selfless bravery of the brave men and women, the first responders who ran towards Ground Zero and others fled. I was there in the days following during the cleanup, and I remember meeting 2 volunteer firemen from North Dakota who were driven 2 days straight through to New York to help out with the rescue. This was clearly a national effort, with heroes from all over the nation responding. We must do more than just call the first responders heroes. We should make sure that we take care of them, just as they took care of us. On September 11, 2001, the first responders were the heroes. Now it is the turn of the United States Senate to be the heroes. Thank you and happy holidays.
I'm going to ask our friend John Salazar, president of the Retired Firefighters, to say a word.
Thank you, Matthew. Morning. What's it about? Come alongside. On September 11th, Paul Ciccomani and myself, we responded to a call that we saw, and I think we stayed for approximately 2 months in the reclaiming and helping at September 11th. Now, it'll be 10 years. It's coming up to, as we say, every year we come and we remember, and the word is to always remember. And we put out our hearts for the families, the brothers and sisters that suffered that terrible day. Men and women have retired. Men and women have died. Men and women have sacrificed for this city and this state. We were attacked. Now this bill, Dr. Kelly has just called us that this bill could possibly be on what did she say? One vote, right, vote. So we intend to reach out to all retirees and all active members and all the senators. The senators who blocked the passage of the Zadroga bill, 9/11, should be ashamed of themselves. It is my hope that every New Yorker and every American contacted these senators and their financial supporters to express their dissatisfaction. And every one of these companies has a moral obligation to the American people and especially to our heroes to explain their support of this disgraced, they use the